You know him from WB Smallville, of course. And he's got a new movie out today called The Fog with Maggie Grace, who we talked to a couple days ago. That damn Lost TV show. Damn that show.
Got you hooked and ready.
Yeah, Tom Welling's on the phone. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a big movie opening up today. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah, we did. We heard.
We've heard a little bit about that. Now, my big question for you, because I've been asking people, like, when you're in the scary movie, are you scared?
You know, you're not.
Oh, you can see, like Maggie, we talked to Maggie Grace a couple days ago, and she said she watched the movie with a few friends, and she was actually scared because she with the effects and all the music and everything, it's a little bit scarier. And even Kelly Rowland, who played in the, of course, Destiny's Child, she played in the Freddy vs. Jason movie. She was just saying how she can't even watch it on TV because she's such a scaredy cat. But you're saying not a chance.
Well, as you're doing the film, you know what to expect and so forth, and you play these gags. And but I haven't seen the film. I didn't go to one of the sort of advanced screenings for the talent and all that kind of stuff. I'm waiting to see it tonight with an audience, actually in Houston. So. Do you really? No. Okay, no, I know.
Now your character's name is Nick Castle, and you're back to try to stop the spirits in the fog.
Yes.
Now, how do you go about doing this?
Well, the first thing you want to do when there's evil spirits in the fog is stay out of the fog. Don't let the fog engross you. Don't let it come around you. So we were running from the fog the majority of the time. And the fog in itself, at the end of the film, it actually works itself out. It kind of solves its own problems, but we just run from it the whole time.
It's like, what do y'all do? Get one sunny day that just kind of cuts it and that's it?
That would be a bad movie.
I'm sure
it would be a reasonable solution.
But I'm sure a lot more is happening in there.
Yeah, there is a lot. There's a lot of gags. There's a lot of scary stuff going on.
You mentioned gags. What about on set with did you do any gags on Maggie?
Not so much Maggie, but I had a lot of fun with D. Ray Davis, who plays my best friend in the show. We had a good time. Like what's some of the stuff that you can tell us that goes on? Some of the stuff that I can tell you we did. We'd leave things in each other's trailers and blame it on somebody else, and they usually didn't smell so good. And we'd take, I took his phone one time and erased everything on it. He didn't like that too much. Another time I took his phone and turned it on as we went to set, so in the middle of a take it went off. Silly things that, you should blame him for.
It's 9:20. We're talking to Tom Welling, who has a new movie out called The Fog that hits today. Of course, in theaters. You also recognize Tom from Smallville. Dude, you've got like a huge following. I mean, I typed your name in the search engine, and all these sites pop up, and all these fan sites, and these crazy fans who are, just. I mean, it's unbelievable. Is that
They've got Tom Welling sightings, for God's sake?
Is that a little overwhelming for you to deal with?
Well, just because they're my fans doesn't mean they're crazy.
But no. I mean, but like, I don't mean crazy in a bad way. I mean like crazy.
They're crazy for you.
For you. I mean, like would do anything for you.
No, to do what we do and to have people like it and enjoy it and then get a thrill out of it. I mean, that's the joy of being a performer.
You say that now. One day you're going to be asking for some kryptonite to keep them people away.
Our program director is completely geeking out because she loves you on Smallville.
She's like, oh, my God, Tom Welling?
Program director.
What's that?
I'm a big fan of program directors.
Oh, are you really?
Oh, God, she's melting right now. We going to mop up down the hall, please?
Just say hello. Say hello to Tracy, and we might get a raise.
Hi, Tracy. Give them a raise. They deserve it.
Oh! All right. Tom Welling from, of course, Smallville on the WB. How many more seasons of Smallville do you think you have in you?
I don't know. This is our 5th season right now, and we're breaking all these records that we set in season 1. So that's pretty much unheard of for a show going into its season 5. But as long as we keep this show, as long as we remember where we started and what the show's about, I think we can go a couple more seasons.
Now, have you guys done your 100th episode so that you can go into syndication?
That's going to come in a few episodes. We're going to have a big celebration.
All right, because you got to do that. You got to do that until you get the mailbox money.
There you go.
How are you going to celebrate?
I think there'll be a lot of adult beverages involved, and a really late night, I'm sure. And then a rough day on set the next day, I'll be guaranteed.
You know, Clark ain't looking too good. He's kind of staggering.
He looks like he got some kryptonite in his pocket. That's a kryptonite. That's a Jim Beam in his pocket. Were you a little nervous? Because this... When you play such a character like, you know, Superman, for God's sakes, you kind of gotta, because some people don't do it justice. You know, like let me bring up the infamous Batman movies. I mean, I think the latest one did it justice, and it was a really good movie. But you know, you have people. I mean, you don't want to be the guy who ruined Superman. You know what I mean?
Did you feel that pressure?
Yeah, you never want to be that guy. A lot of the Batman films, for example, I think the problem that they had was that they didn't take themselves seriously. The whole film itself was sort of a parody or a joke of itself. The one thing that our film does is our TV show does, we take ourselves seriously, and you know, we just try to give the fans what they want.
Now, on the flip side, and I'll use the example of Dean Cain from The Adventures of Lois and Clark, played, you know, a great Superman and everything, and I think maybe that's kind of held him back in his career a little bit because you get so used to him being Superman. Are you afraid of that happening to you?
Well, that's a risk you take in this industry. I mean, any role, especially if it's very successful, can hinder you or almost prevent you from getting another role. So that affects every actor. Now, to play an iconic character, you know, like Clark Kent, I think that if I can stay out of the suit, maybe, and out of the tights, I might stand a chance.
And stay out of the fog. That too. That'll keep you.
I can see you in the tights, you know, with the tube sock stuff down there. No, not so much.
Hanging out in the fog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll scare those old ghosts.
It's 924 to 104 KRBE. How is it? We're talking to Tom Welling from Smallville, and of course we've got The Fog that hits theaters today with Maggie Grace. How is it working with Michael Rosenbaum on Smallville?
If he wasn't as funny as he is, I'd have killed him by now.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
He seems like a character.
He's definitely a character. He's a great guy. He's great to work with. But he's all over the place all the time.
Like what's the craziest thing he's done on set?
The craziest thing? Well, he's like a 5-year-old. He's always just starting trouble. And but we get him every once in a while. The other day he had a close up and he was trying to get out of set real quick and, you know, catch a plane out of town to go to some party in Vegas with Jerry Bruckheimer. You know, he lives the high life, Michael. And just as he's going in for his close up for the last shot, the last thing he's got to do, he shakes my hand and I'm off camera and I had a whole handful of Vaseline all through his hand and up into his arm, and he didn't break. They said cut, and then he freaked out.
Nice.
Screaming out, and so who knows what people thought of him when he got on the plane with a handful of Vaseline. I'm not sure.
You guys are crazy on the Smallville set.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's good. You guys have fun. That's what probably makes it enjoyable for you to go to work every day.
Yeah, you got to keep it fun, keep it fresh.
925, Tom Welling, The Fog is in theaters today. You guys go check out the movie, and of course you can see Tom as Clark Kent on Smallville on the WB. Tom, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Have a great day.
Success.
Okay.